Sketch Sesh for making art every day. Every month before the start of the month, we get together on YouTube and we spend a little time talking about what is going on with making art every day for the following month. And it's still December, but we are all ready for January to begin. We're starting a new year of making art every day, and I have some really exciting changes and updates and like cool things to tell you guys about, new things for the new year. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're new around here, let me just tell you a little bit about what making art every day is. So making art every day is a drawing challenge that provides daily drawing prompts, tutorials, and motivation to help you overcome your creative fears and nurture your creative practice. I've been doing making art every day since 2019 was the first year. So we are actually going into our 7th year, which just like blows my mind every time I think about it. 7 years of daily drawing prompts. It's really, really exciting to, have been doing this for so long, and I'm just excited to keep going with it. Like, I've really learned so much about, ways to support people in their creative practice and like ways to, help keep you motivated throughout the year and bring you exciting prompts. And like a lot of work goes into planning this drawing challenge. Like we spend lots and lots of planning meetings and like, just picking the right prompts and designing things that are going to be approachable for you and other ways to support you. So thank you for your support and for being along for the ride and making it awesome so we can keep doing this. So, okay, well, let's go ahead and get into like kind of some of the new stuff. But first of all, we sent out a survey at the beginning of December, and a lot of you responded. So thank you guys so much for all of your feedback that you gave about making art every day. A lot of that has really shaped, the plans that we've made going into the new year. So a couple of the things that you really liked about this past year, we implemented some new changes at the beginning of 2024. So we introduced a month at a time format where we provided all the month's prompts all at once in one handy dandy little graphic for you. And you guys really liked that. So we're gonna keep doing that in the new year. So I'm glad you like that. I think it's a great way to do it. And you get to plan like kind of what prompts you're excited about and just like plan your whole month ahead. And then speaking of planning, the other thing I got a lot of really good feedback from you guys was about the drawing journal. The drawing journal is something new that we introduced in 2024, and it's a Procreate file that you can use to, plan out your prompts, plan out some of your goals, do a little bit of reflection, that kind of thing. So I was really pleased to hear how much you guys liked that, and that is here to stay. So we're going to keep doing the drawing journal, but we've given it a little bit of a makeover, and we've added some new features and kind of like combined other features. So in a little bit, I'll show you what that is going to look like for January. You can actually go ahead and download it right now. So before I show it to you, you guys can head into the YouTube description link, and there's a link to download the drawing journal for January. So you can follow that link, download the drawing journal, and then you can like follow along with me and look at it. So that's really exciting. And then we also did some like extra special things. Like we had our first ever Brushtober, where we did like all kinds of like brush-based prompts, where we focused on a specific medium for a whole week, and then we got to explore like different Procreate brushes, and we had a lot of tutorials and events and things like that. It was like this big thing, and I got a lot of great feedback about that. So hopefully that's something we get to do again next October as well. So thank you guys so much for all your feedback. Now let me talk a little bit about what kind of new things we're going to be doing. So one of the things that we heard from you guys again and again was that it was sometimes hard to like remember to do the prompts, or you kind of forgot about it, or you wish you had something to remind you. And so what we thought to do, which is something that we've been wanting to do for a very long time, but finally figured it out, is we now have the Making Art Everyday calendar. It's actually a subscription-based calendar. You can subscribe to it, and it'll go into your whatever you use on your phone or on your computer. You can subscribe to it, and you'll have each daily drawing prompt right there in your calendar to remind you. And we'll also have any like scheduled tutorials or brush set releases, things like that will be in the calendar as well. So I'll show you how to get that in just a moment, but that's really exciting. I've been wanting to do it for a really long time, so I'm glad that that is coming. or it's here actually. You can do it now. So I'll show you. I'll show you in a second. Okay, and then the rest of the updates are coming in the form of the drawing journal. So maybe I'll switch down to my iPad and I'll show you the January drawing journal and talk to you about what's going to be new there. So let's go ahead and switch down here. All right. So this is the new 2025 drawing journal, and it might look a little bit familiar, but it definitely has some major updates. But you can find, like I said, a link to download this in the YouTube description, so you can go ahead and download that and grab it and take a peek. Our January theme is fun with food. We always do food as our January theme. It's such a really just approachable subject matter that you can draw in so many different ways, and there's a lot of room for creativity, but it's not as intimidating as other subjects like maybe animals and people. So it's really good when you want to have that kind of like gentle start to getting in the habit of your creative practice. So that's going to be our theme for January. So the way that the drawing journal works is we have these little pages, and these are the pages of the journal, and you can tap through. So the next page just tells you a little bit about this month and kind of the thought that goes in behind it. Some of the stuff that I just said to you basically, but it's a really, food is just a really good, nice, gentle subject, and it's a lot of fun. And it was actually in the survey, your favorite theme. Like we had you guys rank your themes of your favorite themes for making art every day, and food is at the top, which made me very happy because we do it every single year. So that's great. All right, next page. This is something that we've kind of had here and there in the journal over the last year, but something I want to kind of keep in there as a more permanent thing, which is what's coming up in January, because we always have like live events happening in Art Makers Club. Sometimes we have YouTube releases or YouTube tutorials coming out, or sometimes brush set releases and things like that. So we're going to have this page that kind of gives you an overview of the things that are coming up in January that will help support you in your creative practice and with the Making Art Everyday prompts. So I have some really fun things coming up in January to tell you about. The first thing is already going on now, and I don't know if maybe you guys have heard it or saw it on my YouTube or Instagram, but I just released a brand new course, and it is Kickstart Your Creativity with Procreate Volume 2. This is like the sequel to my most popular Procreate course, which has already been taken by like thousands of people, which again just blows my mind, but people love it and it makes me so happy, and I was really excited to create a follow-up to that. So the lessons, we have another 4 weeks of lessons. We're going to be drawing, I'm blanking now. We're going to be drawing weather, clothing, flowers, and people, and the first 2 weeks are already out now. I actually just released the clothing week, the 5 lessons for clothing week today. So you can take those right now in Art Makers Club, and the course is also on Skillshare. So yay, I hope you do. It's a lot of fun, and it's a really great way, especially you know, as you're kind of getting your creative practice started in the new year. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. It's a really great way to get your creative practice started in the new year, because it takes you through, now it'll be 8 weeks of lessons. And they're all like little 15 to 25 minute lessons. So you can just do one a day for 8 weeks, and that is enough to help create that habit for you where you'll keep showing up again after the course is done. So definitely check that out. And then on January 7th in Art Makers Club, my dear friend Elise Kripe is going to come as a guest, and we're going to talk about creative goal setting. Elise is amazing. She's like the queen of goal setting. She actually wrote this really awesome book, Big Dreams, Daily Joys. She was the founder of the Get to Work book planner, and she just like is so good at setting goals. So we're going to talk about setting creative goals on January 7th in the club. I'm so excited to have her. And then also in the club, we're going to be doing our live tutorial this month. Is one that I'm really excited about, called Sweets and Shadows. And we're going to be drawing a painterly style cake with bold colors and bold shadows. And this is inspired by the artwork of Wayne Thiebaud. I'll show you what we're going to be drawing a little bit closer. He's one of my favorite artists. He's actually from Sacramento, just like me, and I've really been wanting to do kind of a tutorial based on his style, like influenced by the way he does these really like strong lighting effects and just like painterly and colorful. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to be happening on the 9th. So that's what's coming up in January. And then the next page is going to be our prompts page. So I'll tap over to that. And here are our January prompts. So we're starting over here with our first week, so the 1st through the 5th, and our theme is colorful foods. Our prompt for January 1st for the entire time we've been doing Making Art Every Day has been orange. It's always orange. It's kind of my tradition. I have a lot of orange tutorials, in fact, on my YouTube channel if you want to check those out. But if you follow along for many years and you do this always on January 1st, it's kind of nice to see how you evolve and change over the years. So I like having that one constant, you know, always in Making Art Every Day. And then we've got some colorful foods like red apple, yellow lemon, green peas, blueberries. The next week is savory snacks. So we have like pretzels, popcorn, pizza, hot dogs, those kind of things. Then we move on to something sweet. Sorry, we have so much junk food if you're trying to do a diet this month. But we have sweet things. Cinnamon roll is a new prompt I'm excited about. We've got waffle, macaron, donut. I can't not do donuts. I love doing donuts. And then the cake prompt is actually what inspired the tutorial we're doing in Art Makers Club. And then this week, this is a new week. I'm like really excited about this one. We're doing food with faces. So these are kind of, you could turn food into like little characters and draw them with the different emotions. You can draw them however you want. Like you can interpret this however you want, but I drew one of them over here. This is the cheeky cherries. And I drew them as making little silly faces at each other. And it's just like a fun like interpretation of the food prompts. And I have some lessons coming up in the Kickstart 2 course. We have one all about emotions. So I think that'll be out before we get to these prompts, and that'll help you out with some of these, drawing these emotions. So I think you'll like that. And then finally, the last week is Foods of the World. And it's just foods from different parts of the world, like sushi, taco, spaghetti, things like that. So we can round out the month with those prompts. But lots of really fun prompts. I hope you're excited about them. Let me tell you how this page works. So I haven't been into the layers yet, but let's go up into the layers. And we have a layer here. All of these pages are like groups. And in this group, we have one, well, first of all, with instructions, and it's unchecked. So let me turn it on. And this gives you instructions about how to use this page. Basically, you're gonna wanna like mark it up, write notes about the things that you're excited. Drawing, you can use colors like I'm really excited about this one, or I'm really, really excited about this one, I'll do it in this color. And then you can even like jot down notes, you know, all over about like if you wanna try it with a particular brush set, or if there's a tutorial you're excited to try. So just like when you get the journal, just mark it up, write a bunch of notes, and that will help motivate you as you go through the month. So you would do that on this page that says highlight faves here. And then let's go to the next page. The next page is another new one. A lot of you guys really wanted a place for you to be able to sketch right in the journal. So I created this kind of like ideas, sketching, doodling page where, you know, once you look at the prompts, you can just sketch some little tiny ideas down. You know, they don't have to be super detailed. Just go ahead and doodle whatever you want. And this is such a good method for keeping you motivated throughout the month, because if you jot like, you know, you pick your 5 favorite prompts, you jot down a few ideas, when you get to those days, you already have a jumping off point for your drawing that day. So it's really, really helpful to do a little bit of doodling and sketching kind of going into the month. And then finally, my favorite update to the journal is this page. The progress tracker. This was like the #1 requested thing that you guys really wanted to see in the journal, and that's the progress tracker. You wanted a way to see all your artwork all at once. You really, really liked the Kickstart Your Creativity progress tracker. I have a progress tracker in that course, which I'll show you here, which you fill up with your lessons from the art, or your artwork from the lessons as you complete them, and then you get to see it all together all at once, and it's so motivating. Like, when I was producing this course, I got so excited when I finished planning a lesson to put it into the progress tracker. It's like, it's very thrilling. So we have something kind of in that vein here for Making Art Every Day. And I have an instruction page to kind of give you some help with that. So I'll turn that on here. It's this layer. And this is kind of how, you know, I suggest you can use it. You can use it however you want. But over here we have, for each week, we have a spot for you to write a little mini goal. And it can be something super simple, like draw 4 times this week. Try a new brush set. Try to draw something realistically. Draw at the same time every day, which helps with consistency and kind of staying on track with your habit. Draw a full meal, because maybe we've been just drawing single, you know, foods. Draw a full meal is a goal. So there's some instructions about how you can do that, but basically we have these layers and we have one for you to paste in your artwork. So I'll turn that off and I'll just grab, let me find something with food. I'll grab this one. You can go up to the actions menu, add, and choose copy canvas, and then go back to your journal. And then as long as you're on the one that says paste artwork here, you can go to the actions menu, add, and choose paste. And then there it is. And then you can just resize it and just kind of put it in with this week's drawings there. You can like rotate them a little bit if you want. You can paste them in however you want. And you don't like have to fill this up completely. I didn't want to make 31 spots for you to fill up because I don't think, you know, I don't want to, I think it's a lot of pressure to expect yourself to draw every single day. And I want you to approach making art every day in whatever way works best for you. If it's your goal to draw, you know, 3 times a week, that's awesome. If you want to draw every day, that's great. If you want to make sure you're drawing once a week, like that's fine too. Whatever your goal is, do that, because I want you to make sure your creative habit works for you and your lifestyle. So you can fill that in however you want, write your goals on this layer that says tap here to write. If you fill this up with a lot of, you know, you paste in a lot of artwork, you can always merge the layers together to kind of save on layers if you need to do that. But yeah, that's how the progress tracker works, and I'm really excited to see you guys fill them up and what you think about that. So that's our drawing journal for today, or for this year, I should say.
I love how excited a lot of people are, and a lot of people are excited that it's also their birthday month.
Oh, well, happy birthday to all the January birthdays. We almost had a January birthday in our family, my oldest son, but he came early, and he was born before Christmas, so it was all a surprise to us. Yay, okay. Well, now that I've kind of gone over, oh, one more thing, very important. I'm going to go to the web. And I'm going to open up, this is makingarteveryday.com. This is the prompts page. So this is kind of your home base for all things Making Art Every Day, makingarteveryday.com. It's still got the prompts up for December because we haven't quite gotten there yet. You know, we've got a few more days left of December, and then we'll turn it over into the January prompts. But this is the place where you can come, tell you a little bit about the month. You can download the drawing journal here. Down below is all the prompts, and you can tap on a prompt and it will take you to related reference photos. So you can, you know, pick a photo and then draw it. And then down below that, we have, you know, info about the sketch sesh, which you guys are at right now, related tutorials, you know, things that are related to the prompts that are, these are the YouTube tutorials. And then we also have additional courses and tutorials in Art Makers Club. And then there's more information about making art every day. But I want to show you this right here. This is the new thing. This is the calendar. So if you go to this page, just tap the add to calendar, and then you can choose whatever calendar system you use. So I use Apple, and you can tap that and it should just open up your calendaring app, and then you can subscribe to that calendar. And just as long as you stay subscribed to that, you know, all the prompts will appear. There's one every day, you know, every day's prompt. And then we'll add the new prompts as we get closer to the beginning of the next month. So you'll be like some of the first people to see the prompts, which will be really, really cool. So I recommend adding that to your calendar if you want to make sure you get those daily reminders, you know, about your drawing. So yay, very, very excited about that. Okay. And if you have problems with that, let me know, because it is a new thing. Want to make sure it's all working properly. Okay, go back to Procreate. Now that we've gone over everything, all things Making Art Every Day related, this is the part of the session where I do a little bit of drawing. Now I haven't figured out exactly what I want to draw, so I'm going to just go ahead and highlight some things that are interesting to me. So I'm just going to grab whatever brush and just highlight the peas. That could be interesting. I like that. I love drawing pretzels. I've drawn pretzels a lot, so I don't know if I'll do that right now, but I just did this hot dog, but I've drawn a few hot dogs before. Oh, nachos, like one of my favorite foods. But they are like they're really involved to draw, so I don't know if I'll do that one today. Oh yeah, I'm very excited about the cinnamon roll and the cake because I can't wait to do that tutorial. And then the food with faces. Okay, this was the one I was really excited about. Like the jittery Jell-O, that like in my mind, I imagine like a shaky Jell-O that's really scared. And also the pouty peach, like all of these are so fun. Silly banana, and then the angry pepper. Those are super fun. Oh, I love drawing sushi. Baguette and croissant, I have a really great tutorial for that one on my YouTube about using dry brush technique to draw a bunch of bread. And dumplings, that was another one that I'm excited about. Okay, so, oh gosh, what do I want to do?
This is real her.
This is real me, because sometimes I like look at them ahead of time and I'm like have one in my brain that I want to do, but I didn't do that yet because I've been I've been like so deep in putting together the Kickstart course and getting all this ready for you guys that.
And deep is an understatement, you guys. Like she's been treading water for a very long time for Kickstart, and it is such a phenomenal course that she's been producing.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been really exciting to see people already posting artwork from it and the course and stuff. I'm really excited. Okay. You know what? I don't know how far I'm going to get on the Jell-O, but since I'm like really excited about that one, I'm going to attempt it. This is really real time. Like I'm excited about it. I've never drawn Jell-O, so I'm going to go for it. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So because I don't know what I'm doing, this is when I always look up reference photos. That's why it's so handy to have you know, the Making Art Every Day here. If the prompts were here, we could click over to it, but it's not turned over yet. So I'm just gonna look up Jell-O and look up some images. I'm really thinking of like that classic Jell-O mold, you know?
Oh wait, to go back real quick, the events calendar is right there, isn't it? Right on the on that page.
Oh yeah, I showed that. It's here. So this is makingarteveryday.com, and then we have the calendar right here. So that's the one that you can subscribe to, and it will show up in your calendar app, like on your phone or your computer. Okay. So the Jell-O mold, oh, like this. This is kind of like what I had in mind with like the cherries. Like, I don't know, that was popular in the 70s. I don't know. Not my era. Before my time. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to just choose a sketching pencil. This is the sketching pencil from my pencil box. And I'm going to start with the bottom. And it's, you know, it's overall like a dome shape. So I'm going to draw that. And then there's a hole in it. So it's kind of like a donut. I don't know. All right. Something like that. All right, so I've kind of got like a basic form. And then I'm gonna draw some like contour lines. So they're gonna kind of curve around. That's gonna help give it the shape. Okay. Let's see where this is going. All right, I'm gonna probably make this a little less flat down here, I think. All right. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna like add some little bumps, you know, they're like those little curvy parts of the Jell-O. Although they aren't the whole width of it. So they kind of go in and out like that. Maybe a little one right there. Okay. And then I should do this something similar, like they're kind of bumps on top of here to show that they're like separate things. I'm really describing this Jell-O super well, aren't I? There we go. And then we'll make that kind of like a little curve like that. I feel like it's been a really long time since I've even eaten Jell-O.
Everyone calling this Grinch flavored Jell-O.
Grinch flavored Jell-O. I know, like in my brain, I love the visual of the green with the red cherry, like the, you know, complementary colors, if you will. But in my brain, I think my Jell-O was red. Oh, and then there's like this one that's like even more complex. But okay, I'm going to stay on track and just go with my first idea, which is this guy with the cherries. We shall see how it turns out. A lot of the, you know, what makes Jell-O look like Jell-O is like the translucency and the shininess of it. So we'll see how I'm going to end up doing that. I'll draw some cherries. How about that? So I'm just going to draw like circles on these little sections. Maybe this one goes here. This one doesn't even have them on all the sections, so maybe I won't do that. Okay, and then stems. And then the plate. I'll put it in a plate. Alrighty. I'm like feeling like I'm just gonna like jump in with some color and just see how it goes. Moving my foods over here around. I usually kind of have a brush set in mind before I get started too, but I didn't plan ahead very well this time. It's fine, it's fine. Maybe I'll do like the playful painters. I've been really enjoying those. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna use my playful painters. I'm gonna try this Dotty Roll brush from the Playful Painters. I'm using the angled ones, and I have the Apple Pencil Pro, so it actually has the tilt feature, so I can like get really precise with my brush strokes. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, orange, you're just in my way here. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, so I'm just gonna reduce the opacity of my sketch and move it down. And I'm gonna go for it. Let's get a green, a lime green kind of color. And now I'm gonna draw. So I'm gonna kind of focus on making strokes that are following the contours of these Jell-O sections of the mold, the Jell-O mold. Jeff, when you were little, did your mom make you Jell-O when you were sick? I feel like that was like a thing. I don't know.
I mean, we're too British for. I mean,
yeah.
expect that. You never know. With,
Yeah,
with my mom
the British like any British
they do.
people
I mean, we had
like
trifle.
Jell-O.
So we had Jell-O,
Yeah.
but only with trifle mostly.
I just remember like whenever we were sick, my mom would make Jell-O. I don't know why. Maybe because I guess it's protein. I don't know. It's water. I don't know. Who knows? It was like a thing though. Anybody else in the comments have that experience too? I'm a child of the 80s, so, you know. But it was.
Now our Gen Alpha children are not getting Jell-O.
No, they don't get Jell-O. I mean, we don't even really. I don't know if I've ever made Jell-O for them.
Pretzel Jell-O?
Yeah. Okay, which I learned is like a Midwest thing. Like strawberry pretzel Jell-O salad. Does anybody know what that is? It's basically like a layered dessert thing. And it's like a kind of like a graham cracker crust on the bottom, but instead of graham crackers, it's made of pretzels. So good. And then there's a layer of like cream cheese mixed with Cool Whip, which kind of has like a cheesecakey kind of taste to it and texture. And then on top is like Jell-O, strawberry Jell-O mixed with actual like strawberries. And it's really delicious. It's like one of my favorite things. But yeah, somebody, I learned somewhere that that's apparently a Midwest thing. I don't know. I'm in California. My aunt told me about it a long time ago. She made it once for like a holiday, and then I took over and started making it. All right. Getting a lot of the color in here. Trying to decide how I'm going to do the lighting on this. I'm not going to go for 100% photo accurate. I know that much, just because that's not my style. But I definitely need to find a way to like depict the shininess of this. So I'm thinking about it. It's pretty good. I like it. Okay, so I can actually use a lot of this photo to help me out. So I'm going to get like a darker green because I can see how dark it is, especially down here. So I'm just going to kind of blend in this color. And what's great about these brushes is they're very blendy. So this is going to end up looking kind of like very painterly, blendy, textury. Yeah. So I can kind of use heavy pressure to really deposit that dark green and then lighten up my pressure, and I can blend it together like that. And that also brings in like the texture of the brush too, which is nice. But I think I need more dark. I'm gonna go darker. If anybody else is drawing right now too, along with me, let me know what you're drawing. I'm curious if you're attempting to do a Jell-O like me or if you're drawing something else. Or even like what prompts are you excited about this month? We can talk about that too. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear that. That's looking pretty good. Okay. Especially like off to the right side of these little sections. It's darker.
We've got some people drawing oranges. We've got others drawing Jell-O.
Oh, yay. Nice. If you share your work, please tag me. I want to see it. I love to see it. And maybe also, if you're new to making art every day, or if you've been doing it for a while, and if so, like how long have you been doing it? I started making art every day because in 2016 I set a goal for myself. I said I was going to draw or paint something every day because I really just wanted to see, like I wanted to see what kind of artist I was going to be. Like I really wanted to start drawing more, and I wanted to see like what kind of stuff like would come out of my brain if I put in the time and effort to like develop that skill. And I did pretty good with it. I did like, you know, I didn't end up doing it every day, but I did it like, I think like 280 something drawings, which is like such an accomplishment. And I think that's something like to keep in mind when you're thinking about, like a lot of people get really stuck and they like stop doing it when they kind of fall off the bandwagon. Like, oh, I missed a few days, and then like you lose all your motivation. That happens like so much. But if you kind of give yourself a little grace when you miss, and just, you know, do as much as you can, you're still going to have done so much more than if you hadn't done it at all. So maybe you'll do 100 drawings this year. That's like so many drawings. That's amazing.
That's not so many. That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So just even if you like, you know, stop for a little bit. It's fine to pick it up at any point in time and just keep going. And another like little advice, I was actually talking about this with somebody, but like how the month of January can be this time. Like a lot of people think they need to have their goals all figured out before January starts. Like I gotta have my New Year's resolutions, and then by like the second week of January, they don't do them, and they're like, well, I guess I just didn't do it this year. But you know what I think? I think January is the month to like kind of like set the stage for your goals. So like use the entire month to kind of like plan out what you want the rest of the year to be like. Try, drawing at different times of day, trying to see what kind of reminders you need to help you out. Like that kind of stuff. Like, so that way when you get to February, you feel like, okay, yeah, I think I've got a good setup here where I can keep going for the rest of the year. Like, there's no time frame on things. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try and get a lighter color in here. No, lighter than that, maybe.
Is it okay for us to change our goals that we set?
Absolutely. Like, my goals change all the time, My goal last year, which, like, I did pretty good with it. Like, my goal was to draw something every day, like, spend at least, like, 15 minutes drawing or doing something creative. And in the first 2 months, I did pretty good with it. I was very, like, consistent with it, and I didn't miss a day. And then one day I did. And then I missed another one and I missed another one. And, I didn't keep with that goal. But what I did keep with was like how regularly I would pull out my sketchbook, like way more than any other year. I took it with me traveling. I took it to dinners. I took it everywhere. And I spent so much, like I actually filled up a sketchbook and a half last year, plus like some other pages in another sketchbook. And that's huge for me. Like I don't know the last time I, filled up a sketchbook. So that was like such a huge accomplishment. So even though I didn't do it every day, like I did it so much, and it's now like a regular thing for me. And that's kind of the goal. It's like to make it regular. That's what making art every day is all about. It's just about making art an everyday part of your life. You don't have to draw every day, but you want it to be an everyday part of your life.
And you really did. I mean, you were always making art, and that's that thing sometimes I think is hard because you're also doing work.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted more time doing creative things that weren't like necessarily work. So like just, sketchbook stuff or sewing or whatever. Because I do a lot of creative things. I make a lot of tutorials. But I just wanted like stuff for me as well, just for me.
Randy Command was saying, I did every prompt this year and then
Oh
some.
my gosh.
I've been following for the prompts for 5 years, and I've never been able to draw every one, but I did this year.
That's huge. Oh my gosh. Huge congratulations to you. Like that is hard. That's no easy feat. I've still yet to do it.
I mean, you've made art every day, but you have not done every prompt.
Yeah. It's in the house. I bought this little like undated calendar last year, and I think I'm going to do it again this year. But it had a spot for every day of the year, and I just drew little tiny pictures in them. I'll have to I'll bring it out at another sketch sesh, but I think I'm going to start it up again this year. But that's a way that I do, like I have this drive in me to do every single prompt because I made this drawing challenge, and I'm like, someday I'm gonna do every single prompt. And like doing like a little 2-inch by 2-inch drawing of the prompt every day, that seems doable. Doing a full-on illustration of everyone with the amount of things I have going on, it's a little less achievable. So yeah.
I think what's awesome too, Cheryl's just saying, I'm new here and just started with Kickstart, did the orange, pear, and egg today.
Oh, right. Wow. You're going through it. Good job. Yeah, Kickstart's such a great way to get into it. Like, and that's the way I design it. Like, it's based on everything that I've learned about making art every day. And how to like all those like things that are really help you with your creative practice, like that actually make it stick. So a lot, like so much of that, like we do lessons and they're structured out over 4 weeks, well, 8 weeks now because we have 2 parts. But I also include like tips to build your creative habit mixed in there. And yeah, so good job. That's awesome. I don't know if these highlights are working, but what do you guys think? Does this look like transparent? I don't know. Kind of.
Siva did Kickstart in November, and it was so much fun. I hope you are excited about Kickstart 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a total of 8 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's 8 weeks now total, which is like such a good foundation for any creative practice. And I'm so excited about it and the new lessons. We get to explore some more intermediate skills for sure. Stuff we didn't, because you've learned stuff. You've learned a lot. And so we get to do like creating patterns. Here, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of what we do. Okay, so first we do this sun. I'm not going to go over everything. There's like so many skills that are in each lesson, but we learn about like the reference layer and quick ways to color for that one. We learn to make a Procreate brush in this one. We explore symmetry in this one. We do more symmetry and drawing a face and facial shading. We create a repeating pattern in this one and explore different color palettes. In the hat one, we do digital color mixing to create this like screen print effect. We make another Procreate brush when we do this boot, and we make another Procreate brush when we do this t-shirt, which it's like a stripe brush and you use it to make all these different patterns. We learn how to draw fabric and folds and glittery dress. I love this one because you get personal and like put whatever you want on your jean jacket and do texture overlays. Okay, I'm going to speed through. We do this like minimalistic daisy and learn about streamline settings and brushes. We get all painterly. We explore layering different brushes to create new textures and a little bit of lettering. We do some fun effects with liquify in this one and layers and depth. Drawing a flower in 3D. I love that one. And drawing your own bouquet. And I have these like different flowers you can choose from, so you kind of make it personal for you. Okay, we do drawing in grayscale from a reference photo and using gradient maps to colorize it. Drawing emotions, I talked about that when we were doing the cheeky cherries. How to draw hair, how to draw a full-bodied character. This one came out so cute. And then you finish it up by drawing an entire self-portrait. And it's a lot of fun. So it's a great way to end the course. So there's a quick rundown of everything that we're going to be doing in Kickstart Your Creativity. It's so fun. I'm just like, it's been so thrilling to watch everybody go through the course and, post their lessons, and so much fun.
Well, Siva's saying, I'm always in the mood to make more art after each lesson.
Good. I love that. I mean, it can be a warm-up for some because they're not long lessons, like 15, 25 minutes. So if you've got like an hour to spend around your creative practice every day, it could be a nice little warm-up to whatever else it is that you want to do. But it's good to hear. Okay. I'm liking the Jell-O. Okay, I'm going to add cherries because I want to make sure I can do that before we wrap up today. But I just added like a layer as a clipping mask and a blend mode to like darken parts of it because it wasn't getting dark enough. So, okay, let's do some cherries and then I'll wrap things up. I'll probably do those with, I have the round version of the Playful Painters, and since cherries are round, that's easier to do. Actually, I'm going to do them darker. And then I'll draw like a lighter color and add like highlight to them. Okay, and get like a brighter red, like highlight one side. I don't know if these highlights are in the right spot, but it's okay. Just making it up. Since I know my light's kind of coming from this way, I'm putting them on this side. Da-da-da. And then I'm going to do my like bright white highlights as well. I'll do that with the angled brush. I love doing the angled brush for these kind of like specular highlights. That's one of the things I really have been enjoying about these brushes is like how expressive you can get, and it feels very like undigital, you know. They look shiny. I like it. I'm gonna do, I'll do stems. Stems are greenish, huh? Like a dark green, like a brownish green maybe. Unless they're maraschino cherries, which I bet in the 70s recipe they probably are. That's okay. We'll do fresh cherries with green stems. By the way, cherries apparently are like a trendy thing now. Like, there's like a Pinterest report that says like that cherries are like the next little trendy thing. And Jeff and I went to Target recently and there were cherries everywhere. So I think they're onto something.
I mean, even I had a cherry shirt on though that day.
You did have a cherry shirt on that day.
Which I've owned for a while.
You have. Cherries were, and like, you know, the 2000s are also trendy, and cherries were like huge in the early 2000s. And I know this because I was obsessed with cherries in like 2002. I bought like anything that had cherries on it, I would buy it. Alrighty. All right, let's just put a little plate under this, and then, ooh, what color? I'm actually going to paint around where the plate would be. So I often, when I use these painterly brushes, playful painters, I do a lot of stuff just on one layer, and I just like layer on strokes and strokes and strokes. But some, like for things like major parts of it, like the background and stuff, I'll separate that out onto separate layers. But I find it helps if you pretend like you only have one layer, like pretend like you're kind of trying to go around the shapes, and that'll make it look more natural. I don't know if this pink is the color, but because I put it on another layer, I can always do hue, saturation, brightness adjustment to play around with it. Okay, and I'll do maybe like a cream colored plate. Like a shadow. I don't know if the shadow is it, but I'm thinking of the Wayne Thiebaud style tutorial we're gonna do, and we do like some really harsh shadows, which is a lot of fun. All right, that's, you know, something. I could probably like spend a little bit more time trying to render the plate and stuff. I kind of just like slapped it on there so I'd have something to put it on. But I really love the textures of it. I think, you know, for a drawing that I spent, let's go to the canvas information. 25 minutes doing, well, 25 minutes. If you don't know about this, this is pretty cool. You go to the actions menu, canvas information, and then statistics, and it will say how many strokes you did and what your tracked time. So that's time with pencil to screen. It doesn't count the times that I was like, what color should I pick? So that's pretty cool, but not bad for that. So I think I'm gonna call it there for today. I might work on this a little bit later. But I had a lot of fun doing it. So yay. So don't forget to grab your drawing journal, mark it up, get excited about the different prompts that you want to do, and start to think about like what kind of goals you want for your what you want your creative practice to look like for the year. Like what do you want it to look like? How often do you want to do it? What kind of, do you want to do mostly Procreate? Do you want to also do some analog art supplies? Like what just think about what you want it to look like. And also reflect a little bit on, if you were, if you're not new to this and you spent some time doing creativity throughout 2024, spend a little time reflecting on that too, and kind of what worked well, what things you're proud of, what were your favorite pieces, and use that to kind of like push you forward as you go through the new year. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited about making art every day for 2025. I think it's going to be a really fun year. We've got some really exciting, fun themes for the different months that we have in mind. Like I have one, like I really want to do one that's all about doodling, and I have one that I want to do about repeating patterns, like nostalgia. I forget what the other ones were. Hold on, characters. I would love to revisit doing characters, still life. Like I've got some fun ideas for the prompts we're going to do this year. Plus we're going to be bringing back some of the ones that you guys really, really loved. So lots to look forward to. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, happy art making. Bye-bye.